Pre-show before the free show.
Hello.
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 It's good to be here. Here another exciting edition of Texas Football Today. Okay. Dateline.
Hard stop. Dateline.
A town in Russia I cannot pronounce.
All right, we're off to a hot start.
A factory worker in Khmelnytskyi, Russia, is being sued by his company for refusing to return over 7 million rubles, which is $87,000.
Oh, okay.
He was wired by mistake during a software glitch. When he received a notification from his banking app at the beginning of the year, Vladimir Rykagov,
of course his name is Vladimir,
couldn't believe his eyes. Apart from the 46,954 rubles, which is $581, he was owed as vacation pay, he also received a mega bonus of 7.1 million rubles, which made him the 13th highest paid person at the company. It was short-lived after receiving phone calls from the accounting department to let him know that they had been transferred to him by mistake, and he had to return it. After doing some research online, Vladimir decided he disagreed. So, this is not tough. I want to be really clear. Mm-hmm. If our boss, Brooke Miller, accidentally
wired me 7.1 million rubles,
guess where that's going? In my bank account. Yeah. And guess where it's staying?
That's, oh gosh, what is it? Tropic Thunder, where he's like, I can't seem to cash this check. And he was like, have you thought about taking it to the big bank? You know, because it's the big check.
Quote, I won't even try to do a Russian accent.
Yeah.
After checking the internet, I found that it was a technical error. That if it was a technical error, it was up to me to return it. But if it was a billing error, I was obligated to return it. Later, I learned it was a technical error and decided I had a right to keep the money.
He's probably not keeping his job.
You know what?
After this. But
here's the thing. Like he got $87,000 as opposed to $581. My guess is that this is relatively life-changing money for him.
Yeah.
Right? It's 174 times what he's normally getting. So I would say, yeah, what are you going to do? Fire me? That is what we in the business call you're bad.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't giving that back. If you were to accidentally Venmo me like $100, I'd be like, boy, that sucks. Guess I'm going to Chili's tonight.
Yeah, shouldn't have messed up.
Yeah, get good. Get better. I feel like Vladimir's in the right here. I'm on Team Vlad here. Team Vladdy. I think he's got something going. It is now he's a multimillionaire. The money was intended to pay the salary of 34 employees at a completely different branch. But instead it got wired to him. Sucks to suck would be my response to that. You know who should lose their job? Not Vladimir.
No,
should be the
accountant.
The accounting person. Like that to me, I don't think he needs to. Claims the company's request soon turned into threats. He just used his newfound fortune to buy a new car and move to another city with his family. Hell yeah, dude. You know what?
Like, honestly, that's the way to do it. Just spend it because you can't give it back if you've already spent it.
No, you know what? The official statement is that I'm declaring Vladimir the Texas Football Today Listener of the Week. That rocks, man. You have the support of a football show that you don't know exists across on the other side of the world.
on the other side of the world.
The other side of the world. Stay strong, Vladimir.
Yeah, Team Vlad.
Yeah.
We're going to come back with shirts on Monday that just say Free Vlad.
People united will never be defeated. Hit the theme expo. It is Texas Football Today, the last show of the regular season.
Let's go.
My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting in this chair at a desk, sitting over there in a different room and a different chair at a different desk. She is the Duchess of Dorks, Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle. Dale Ashley Pickle.
Dale, happy Thursday. Happy end of the regular season. That's exciting.
There you go. Today is Thursday, November 6th, 2025. 21 days to Thanksgiving.
My goodness, man, that is crunch time. We're there.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. One of the things that Hank had to do at school this week was he had to draw a picture of his favorite Thanksgiving food. And because he is nothing if not thoughtful and intentional, he was like, I don't want to draw something difficult. And so he drew cranberry sauce. I don't think he actually likes cranberry sauce. I think he was just like this. I ain't drawing a turkey. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough. So, anyway, shout out to Miss Rose for assigning that homework. Happy birthday to Pitbull.
Are you kidding me?
I am. It's Emma Stone's birthday. It's not Pitbull's birthday.
When? I should know this.
Let's see. According to internet, Pitbull's birthday, January 15th.
Oh, man.
January 15th. Armando Christian Prius.
We were 3 days off from getting married on Pitbull's birthday. What a shame.
Could have been perfect.
We should just do it all over again, I guess.
It's episode 1896. On today's show, folks, big final show of the regular season, because it is the final weekend of Texas high school football in the regular season. Playoffs start on Saturday with the bracket reveal show. More on that in a moment. We got my top 10 Texas high school football games of the week. Then we're going to be joined by the head coach of the 9-0 Bastrop Bears. Coach Jake Greedle will join us live on the program. We are going to talk a lot about what they've got cooking. A huge game this week against Liberty Hill with an opportunity to bring home a district championship and to do something they haven't done since 1991. We'll talk with Jake Greedle coming up here in a moment. Then, we're going to be joined by Carter Yates. I'm going to be joined by Carter Yates.
Boo.
Thank you for the Texas High School Football Team Builder segment, our fantasy draft for the Week 11 of the Texas High School football season. Then Craig Way, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, will join us, as he does every Thursday here on Texas Football Today.
Thursdays.
We'll round it all out with a little bit of mailbag, answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Get those questions in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and, of course, on Tubi. Get those questions on Tubi.
Nope.
Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was...
Did you move your computer? You usually look to the other way.
Yeah. I needed to charge it.
Oh, got
and
it.
we only have power on this side, so now you get to see the other side of my face.
Got it. 10-4.
Meese, Joey Hill,
Yeah.
Tony Blaylock, and Brady B. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us here on the final Thursday night of the Texas high school football regular season. And it is, by the way, a beefy Thursday night slate.
Yeah.
Including Dave Campbell's Texan Live. You guys got like 600 games tonight on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. You guys are popping off on volleyball. Playoff volleyball's going.
Yep, we've got regional semifinal volleyball.
Yeah, like we're getting into the nitty gritty. Dave Campbell's Texan Live is where you can stream all of those games. A programming note before we get going, right off the top. Saturday, wherever you're streaming us, it's the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Bracket Reveal Show. We are revealing all 12 UIL Texas High School football playoff brackets live on the air. If you want to see the full fields of 64, and there are 12 of them, well, there's feels it's 32 and one. You know what I mean. We will be revealing them live, 10:30 p.m. Saturday night, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, wherever you are streaming right now. It's a playoff bracket reveal show Saturday. There's no show tomorrow night. We've instead got an awesome Dave Campbell's Rising Game of the Week, but the playoff bracket reveal show presented by Dick's Sporting Goods Saturday night, November 8th, 10:30 p.m. Mark your calendars. Put it in your Palm Pilot. Of course, it is the final week of the Texas high school football regular season, and a bunch of really important games to decide who's in, who's out, who's winning a district championship, who's finishing second, seedings, etc. And so I have put together my top 10 Texas high school football games of the week, starting with number 10, Highland Park and Midlothian. This is for the district championship. They're in, or at least for a share of the district championship. They're in District 7-5A Division 1. And for Midlothian, I think kind of flying under the radar, in part because they do have the two losses on the year. They lost in their opener to Cedar Hill, and then they lost in triple overtime to Joshua, which is a bit of a head-scratching loss. But since then, they've been terrific. And what I like a lot about this Midlothian team is that they can beat you in a variety of different ways, but they are going to grind you out on the ground. Okay, Bo Wendell, their quarterback, has been terrific. They've got a bunch of other running backs. They have 6 running backs who have run for 200 or more yards this year. Pretty impressive stuff. The onus for them is going to be on their defense, which has been good, but not spectacular. And they will need to find a way to slow down Buck Randall and this really explosive Highland Park attack. This is a very good Highland Park offense. They are rolling right now into the playoffs. I am interested to see exactly what this looks like. I think this could be a high-scoring affair because I think both offenses are the dominant forces in this game. But Midlothian and Highland Park, my number 10 game of the week. Number 9, Sulphur Springs and Frisco Panther Creek. No, that's not Valera Panther Creek. It's Frisco Panther Creek. And it's a state-ranked showdown for second place in District 7-4A Division 1. Sulphur Springs playing at the Star tonight. And this is a Sulphur Springs team that is finding a way. You may remember a couple weeks ago, they lost their star quarterback, Deuce Timmons, to injury. But they have figured it out, and they've really leaned more on their defense. And that is going to be tested in a big, big way going up against this Frisco Panther Creek attack, which we know the playmakers have got. Graylin Fry, Donovan Webb, Parker Ord. They are loaded on the outside. The question for me, Jalen Lott, almost forgot him. Can the Sulphur Springs defense hold serve enough and take advantage of a Frisco Panther Creek defense that I think can give up some points here and there? Fascinating ball game in the brutally tough 7-4A Division 1 for second place there and an opportunity to host potentially a playoff game in the first round. That is Frisco Panther Creek and Sulphur Springs. Number 8. Borden County and Whiteface. This is our 6-man game of the week, and it's a good one. Another district championship game. And I think really an opportunity to see exactly what this region looks like. You may remember that the last time you paid attention to the Antelopes of Whiteface was when they were playing in the 1A Division 1 state championship game a year ago. And they were a bit of a surprise, although Clinton Lindman's a ball coach and Jack, but they were a bit of a surprise. Now we'll find out for a District 3 1A Division 1 title. Both teams are in the playoffs, but the winner of this is the district champ and gets the number 1 seed. Borden County has really reloaded in a hurry. Ty Stipe, their quarterback, has been great. Isaac Martinez, just a sophomore, has been terrific. They're still very young. For Whiteface, we had questions about how they were going to reload, losing guys like Ethan Kaufman and company. But Isaac Solis, their quarterback, has stepped up in a big way. I think they found something in the junior running back Jackson Hodge. This is a terrific six-man matchup out there in the Panhandle, and an opportunity to see two of the very best teams. I think two of the real contenders in Region 1 of the 1A Division 1 bracket go at it. And not entirely out of the question that this could be the first of two meetings. Borden County and Whiteface. Number 7, Canadian and Childress. It's a district title game again. This one in District 1, 3A Division 2. And I made this point on Tep and Step, but like, hey, remember Canadian?
Yeah.
Remember them?
The ones we kind of wrote off a little bit early on in the year?
I think, like, we hold them to such a high standard. Last year was a disappointing year for them. They lost in the regional final. This year has been a up and down year for Canadian. They have one loss, and it's to Shallowater, who we'll talk about in a minute. Their sophomore quarterback, Weston Mitchell, growing and growing and growing. We knew they were going to be able to run the ball with Slayton Dickinson. Well, here's Childress. Childress has their own superstar sophomore in Lucian Davis, their running back. And their offense, I think, has really bloomed since they've given him the ball more and more. There's a long road trip for Childress, all the way up to the tip-top of the Panhandle. I want to see how they handle that travel. They've already traveled up there for other district games, but that's an advantage. This is really a big test for these two sophomores, for Lucian Davis at Childress and then Weston Mitchell at Canadian. Can they hold their nerve in a really, really big district title game? 1-3 Division 2 title up for grabs. Number 6, East Bernard and Tidehaven. Let's go down to the coast. Let's go down to talk about an opportunity for Tidehaven to polish off a perfect regular season. This is such a strong Tigers team. I think they are on the real short list of 3A Division 2 contenders, not just because they're undefeated, but Cale Russell's been such a star for them. And I think that their defense is really good. Last week in their win over Bowling, they forced 5 turnovers. They are a play-making defense. That is always what David Lucio can do, is coach up a defense. Defense has been great, and now they got the superstar quarterback in Cale Russell. Well, East Bernard is tough. And this is for a district championship, because this is a team that's 6-3, but they're 5-0 in district play. And they got the running game going in a big way, and their defense has been terrific as well in a win over Vanderbilt Industrial last week. Can Tidehaven polish off that perfect regular season? Can East Bernard get a huge boost of momentum heading into the playoffs? This is a massive, massive game down there. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring slugfest. Fascinating game there. Number 5, Dripping Springs and Westlake. This is a game in District 26-6A with pretty significant playoff implications. Both these teams are going to the Division 2 bracket. The winner of this game is going to be the number 1 seed out of Division 2. And the Tigers, coming off of bye week, I think their receivers, Cooper Reed and Merrick Bloomgren, are going to be really, really tough. But I think this Dripping Springs defense is really the name of the game. They have allowed 49 points in their last 6 games. Well, how do they deal with Reese Wise, this Westlake attack? And furthermore, what happens when that Westlake defense, which has been so good for them, matches up against what's been a pretty explosive Dripping Springs attack? This is a fascinating ball game and a lot of big-time implications for what the Division 2 bracket is going to look like. Keep an eye on this one in the ATX, Westlake and Dripping Springs. Terrific, terrific game in this one. Number 4, Shallowater and Dalhart. Have you heard the good news about the Dalhart Wolves? Something special is happening there in Dalhart. This is a team, they beat Bushland for the first time in 12 years a couple of weeks ago. They are 8-1. They're looking for their first outright district title in 46 years. Hunter Trussler, their quarterback, has been terrific. He has been really, really fun. Here is an opportunity for them to really make history against an always very tough Shallowater ball club. Shallowater, a team that has the 3 losses on the year. Their losses are to Seminole, pretty good loss. Midland Greenwood, I think people know how I feel about Greenwood. And Idalou. Those are 3 pretty good losses, if you were to say. They've already got a win over Canadian, remember. This is a good shallow water ball club. I love especially what they do offensively. They have got a number of big-time playmakers, but it all starts with their quarterback, Cooper Martin. An opportunity for Dalhart to really lay the claim as being one of the teams to beat in 3A Division I, Region 1, and win their first outright district championship in almost 50 years. Number 3, Dilion and Hamilton. To District 5 2A Division 1 we go, Region 2, and two of the preseason favorites in Region 2, I think with an opportunity to at least announce that they are a team to be reckoned with for the district title. Hamilton, we had questions about what they were going to look like offensively, but their defense, Halston, Hale and Company, has been Hamilton-like. That's what we've come to expect from the reigning regional champs. Well, here's Dilion. And they will have the offensive advantage in this one. They will have the best offensive player in this game in Heston Jobe, their quarterback. You add in a strong running game with the sophomore Lane Couch, and that is, to me, good on good. That is your best against our best. The Hamilton defense against this Dilion offense is going to be box office. This is a fun matchup that will, again, go a long way towards shaping what the Region 2 bracket looks like in 2A Division 1, which is always just ludicrous. Number 2, Galena Park North Shore and Humble Summer Creek. It is a huge game in District 23-6A. I wish I could tell you that this is for a district. This is for an opportunity of a district championship, at least a share of it. I wish I could tell you there are major playoff implications in this one. Both these teams have locked up what they're going to do. Summer Creek going D2, North Shore going D1. But I think that this is, from a huge confidence-building perspective, a massive game. North Shore can finish off the season with 9 straight wins. And they have been, ever since that week 1 loss to South Oak Cliff, where we were sitting at this desk going, what's wrong with North Shore? They have been a wagon, an absolute wagon. Quarterback Caleb Maryland's been on another planet. Last week against CE King, they won 42-27, but they were up 21-0. I mean, this game, they have been terrific. Well, here's Summer Creek. They got a quarterback of their own in Noah Spinks, who's been really, really good. And their defense, I think, played their best game of the year last week against Kingwood. Can North Shore, who carries this into the playoffs? One of these teams is going to be feeling really good heading into the playoffs. There is, again, while there's no playoff implications in this one, like between the ears, there's a lot to play for here. And there is a universe if Summer Creek wins this game and CE King were to lose. I don't know how I'm standing in front of me. Ignore me. Bracket reveal show Saturday. But it's not the number one game of the week. No. The number one game of the week is Bastrop and Liberty Hill. District 11 5A Division 2 title on the line. And Liberty Hill started 0-2, and we wondered about what they were going to look like, but they've run off 7 straight wins. The slot T is the devil. It's been terrific, and I think the defense has gotten gradually better. We're going to talk with the head coach of the Bastrop Bears here momentarily, Coach Jake Greedle, but they have the number 1 scoring offense in all 5A Division 2. Weston Nielsen is invited to the Dudes Rock Banquet. Gary Jefferson Jr., they got a 1,000-yard rusher there. They can do it all. And I am fascinated in this game by both defenses. Bastrop, can they diagnose and slow down the slot T? Liberty Hill, how far has that defense come? This is final exam time because they have an opportunity to go and finish off their first undefeated regular season since 1991. It's a massive game, Bastrop and Liberty Hill going on in Liberty Hill on a Friday night. There it is, your top 10 Texas high school football games of the week. You can stream a number of these on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. And a reminder that Saturday, if you're wondering what all these implications lead up to, it leads up to Saturday night. We're counter-programming Saturday Night Live with the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Playoff Bracket Reveal Show, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Saturday night, 10:30 p.m., wherever you're streaming, see all 12 UIL Texas high school football brackets in all of their glory. See what the road to Arlington looks like for 704 UIL Texas high school football teams. It's a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Playoff Bracket Reveal Show, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. And we are pleased to be joined by the head coach of the undefeated 9-0 Bastrop Bears, Coach Jake Greed will join us. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
We're doing great. How are things in Bastrop, America?
They're excited. It's fun. It's a good time of year to be a Bastrop Bear.
Well, and it's been a particularly fun year for you guys. Now seeking your first undefeated regular season since 1991. Can you sense a difference in this community of what's going on, that there is something special going on over there at the high school?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of pride. People are really excited. People are excited to rep the logo around town. People are excited to rep the logo around Greater Central Texas. And I think that's kind of proof in the pudding for our boys to just kind of see and be excited about, to have something to play for that's bigger than themselves. And so a lot of excitement, but we know that that excitement's going to meet more excitement in Liberty Hill at 7:30 on Friday.
It is a massive game, and I want to ask you a lot about what's going on there. If I were to tell you before the season, hey, Coach, you guys are going to be 9-0. You're going to have the number one scoring offense in 5A Division II. You're going to have all these things going for you. You have an opportunity to win a district championship. If I told you before the season that was going to be the case, would that have surprised you, or is this about where you thought you guys would be?
Yes and no. I think this team is uniquely different than other teams and programs that I've been a part of, and they just believe they can, and they approach the game and they approach preparation so differently than anything I've been a part of. And so, yes, I think there would be some like, oh wow, that's really cool, and then there would also be like, oh, I can see how that could happen. But all in all, I think, we're super grateful for where we're at. Our boys set two goals for this season. One was to be undefeated in pre-district, and then the next was to be undefeated in district. And so kind of leading to that perfect season. And so our motto all year has really been simple of, if being perfect is important, then this is the most important game of the week, And so just kind of taking each game for what it is and trying to find ways for us to get better.
You took over this program back in 2022 and 2-8 in that first year. This is a program that was in need of a jolt. Now in your fourth year there, you have them 9-0 and on the verge of something that they haven't done in 35 years. What is the difference, the biggest difference between the program that you walked into back in 2022 and the program that's walking into a district title game on Friday night?
I think expectation. Why are we doing this? Why are you guys playing the game? Is it to get a letter jacket, or is it to be remembered? It's really simple. And some people fell by the wayside, and some people joined the train. And it's been a lot of fun to kind of see that growth. This is a senior class that they were freshmen when our first year here, and they were 1-9 as a freshman football team. And now they have an opportunity to go 10-0. I think that speaks volumes to who they are, their dedication to this program. To be very honest, the parents and the buy-in has been unbelievable. Our staff has been awesome, just building the proper rapport to gain the trust with these kids, to push them to levels that maybe they didn't think they could, and now they can, and they're doing it. And so it's been a lot of fun to see the growth. And to really just kind of build culture, like build it from the ground up to what we want it to be exactly, which is, ultimately physical, violent, and unapologetically competitive.
Talking with Jake Greedle, head coach of the Bastrop Bears, here on Texas Football Today, the Ballology Hotline. Get involved in the conversation. Hashtag TF Today. Coach, a lot of focus has been on your offense, but I want to talk about your defense, and specifically, you've got this neat trick where you can put a 6'2", almost 300-pound defensive lineman in the middle of your defense in Tiki Hola, Notre Dame commit. And say, what are you going to do about this? This guy is obviously special. The tape is fun. It's a fun highlight tape to watch for an interior defensive lineman. What is it about Tiki that makes him so special?
Man, he's just such a leader. Like he's always been the big kid, and his entire life he's been the biggest and he's been the strongest. What really kind of separated him these last few years is just his attention to detail, and how he plays the game and how he prepares for the game. And he's just he's so fun to be around. He's the locker room guy, and just he's to be very honest, like we're not where we are as a program, regardless of his talent. We're not where we are as a program without Tiki Hola in our locker room. Like we're just not. He's kind of the guy that stirs the culture pot. And because of that, guys like Val Regalado and Kenyon Moore and Case Benoit and Parker Kirchmer and all these other guys on that play the D line, like they feed into that, and that helps our inside backers make a lot of plays. It's been really good. As good as our offense has been, a lot of it is a testament to our defense because they're getting us the ball.
They are getting you the ball, and when you get the ball, good things tend to happen. The number one scoring offense in 5A Division II, 63 points a game, and obviously it starts with QB1 with Weston Nielsen. This is a guy who dazzled us as a sophomore last year. Even better in my estimation, you know it better than I do. But what have you seen as far as growth is concerned from your QB1 Weston Nielsen from last year when he was really good to this year where he feels like he's on another planet?
Yeah, he's having fun this year. I think this. You've covered enough football that playing quarterback in Texas high school football at any program is a lot to put on a kid's shoulders. And when you have to do it as a sophomore, and in his sake, when he had to do it as a freshman in a couple games, there's a lot of pressure to that. And, there's high expectations in any wide receiver room across the state of Texas for the ball to find them. And so, as a sophomore, like that was difficult for him to just kind of manage that all. And to be honest, I thought he did it really well. This year, just with another year of preparation, another year of knowledge of the game and studying the game and kind of greasing his talent a little bit, he's starting to just have fun and let the game come to him and not press so much and just understand, where the ball needs to be and putting a smile on his face. Like that's been the biggest thing. And just kind of playing loose. And so his growth has been tremendous for our offense. It's been tremendous for our game planning ability. There's a lot of really smart coaches in the state of Texas that don't have what we have as a quarterback. So it makes us look really smart, right? But he's a phenomenal player and a great kid.
And the other thing is, you got that quarterback, and that helps. People may not realize you got a 1,000-yard back there. And Gary Jefferson Jr. There are coaches who would kill to have a 1,000-yard back there. This is a guy who I think has kind of flown under the radar a little bit. What can you tell us about the guy who's averaging more than 10 yards a carry in your backfield?
Yeah, Gary's such a unique player. You see him in person, you're like, oh, that's a decent looking kid, and then you see him in pads, and you don't see him very often. It's kind of like tackling smoke, and he's been really good for our program, really good for our offense. He's a great kid, and we're not ginormous on the offensive line. Like I'd like to think we're scrappy. I'd like to think that we can do things technically correct. But he's able to make us right in a lot of ways. And so when teams try to do some things to take away the pass, it's really nice to be able to just turn and hand the ball off to somebody that can boogie a little bit. And so and he definitely can do that. And so he's been a huge part to this offense. Kind of a missing piece that we haven't had here since at least I've been here. And so, super grateful for what he's bringing and hopefully continues to do.
Finally, Coach Jake Greedle on the Ballology Hotline here on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Finally, Coach, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night in Liberty Hill. An opportunity to clinch the first undefeated regular season since 1991 and perhaps more importantly, win a District 11 5A Division II title. It's not going to come easy. This is a Liberty Hill program. You guys fought tooth and nail, but came away with a narrow win last year. And I'm not going to ask you to give us all your trade secrets, but when you take a look at what you're going to be up against tomorrow night in Liberty Hill, what do you see?
We see a team that's going to be ready to play the Bastrop Bears. I think the entire community of Liberty Hill has had this one circled for the last 365 days, if I'm being quite honest. And, it doesn't take long hearing them talk about this one to know that they're going to be ready. I don't think there's, I know there's all speculation during the coaching changes this offseason. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep the slot T, not keep the slot T? Are they going to bring an outsider in, an insider in? Coach Seaborn's done a phenomenal job. Liberty Hill is still Liberty Hill, and they are a dang good, violent football team, and those kids play their tails off. And if we're going to go into their place and get a W, we're going to have to play really, really good football. I think we're up for the challenge. I know they're sure as heck up for the challenge. I hope we can get the job done just like they know, or they're hoping they can too. And so the really cool thing about this, I think for both programs is pretty simple. Like we both secured home playoff games. We both locked playoff games. And now what a great opportunity for both programs to really experience, in my opinion, what a big third, fourth round playoff game could really feel like with a packed house at Liberty Hill. And so, we're going to stay focused on us. We're going to stay focused on our game plan, do our best to execute, try to wear our brand and how we play, and see what happens.
He's Jake Greedle. He's the head coach of the 9-0 Bastrop Bears. Coach, we so appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success, and best of luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, guys.
There he goes, Jake Greedle, head coach of the Bastrop Bears. Join us here, Texas Football Today on the Ballology Hotline. And they're fired up, and they should be. That is I'll just tell you, you guys are going to get, if you've never seen that Bastrop offense work, they are special. And that Weston Nielsen kid is unbelievable. It's going to be
no shortage of points.
No, it will be points. Yeah, I was going to say, like last year, Bastrop won 35-31. Liberty Hill ran for 300 yards. You know what I mean? And by Liberty Hill standards, that's like that's an okay game. Yeah. This is a good peaking Liberty Hill team. Fascinating to see how this game goes down. And a district title hangs in the balance. We appreciate Jake Greedle helping out with us. We are at Texas Football Today, here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. 2 quick programming notes. 1, I've already mentioned it, Saturday night, it's a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Playoff Bracket Reveal Show presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. All 12 UIL Texas high school football brackets revealed live on the air Saturday night. I don't even know who's on SNL, but I know who's on this show. Matt Stepp, Greg Tepper, Ashley Pickle, Mallory Hartley, a cast of thousands. Go to Dave, wherever you're watching this right now, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Playoff Bracket Reveal Show, 10:30 p.m. presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Make sure you are locked and loaded. The other thing, the next time you see us on Texas Football Today will be Monday. And that is the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Special. That's right, unveiling our predictions for the 2025 Texas High School Football Playoff. We will have them revealed live with a huge, huge show on Monday, so make sure you are locked in for that. So there will be no Monday morning fallout. If you were locked in for that, I apologize.
But there will be predictions that y'all can yell at us about. Tell us how dumb we are.
Yell at us.
I can get told to make a sandwich again. That happened today.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Comments have been fun.
Dang.
We're having a grand old time.
I was just going to, you know what's rude?
What?
The most rude thing?
Huh.
I make great sandwiches.
Yeah.
Nobody's asking me to make a sandwich. Buttheads. Coming up after the break, Carter Yates will join us for the Texas High School Football Team Builder, our fantasy draft of Texas High School football players. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? it will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here on Texas Football Today, I'm Greg, that's Ashley. And that is Carter.
Boo.
Did I do the thing? It's Carter Yates.
Spirit fingers.
Our senior high school writer here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football for the Texas High School Football Team Builder. Happy playoff eve, my friend.
It's district championship week here for the Texas High School Football Team Builder.
Now, before we get into that, I do want to highlight a piece you wrote on TexasFootball.com, which I really, really like. And it is like players who are going out on their shield. Can you explain to what the theory behind that is?
Well, it started on this Texas High School Football Team Builder where Pickle was doing an awesome job picking Texas High School football stars that are on 2 and 7 teams. Mm-hmm. And I was kicking around in my head, like, who are just some of the best players that, you know, are having an outstanding season, even though the program might not be having one. And that birthed guys going out in their shields. And we have guys like Drew Evers, the Flower Mound offensive lineman. I know Corey Daly, the Seguin quarterback, is a 4-year starter. Just people we've come to know and love as players who will be going out on their shields tonight or tomorrow night in their final game of their high school career.
Because that's the thing, is that, like, we're going to, like, obviously we're all very excited about the playoffs, which start with the Playoff Bracket Reveal show Saturday night. But the thing about it is that we are losing 500 Texas high school football teams in the UIL this week. And that's thousands and thousands of careers that are over. You know what I mean? And it's an opportunity for us to, like, celebrate those guys because, like obviously what they've done is worth celebrating. So I really like that.
And also we talk about some guys who are going to go play college football, but I also made a point to mention guys who had 7 interceptions, like the Kaufman defensive back, who is not going to play college football, but has just had a hell of a senior season.
Yeah, he's just going to go off and, like, go to college and, like, do something in the professional world.
And then someone will bring up high school football because their kids will be playing. They'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, I used to play for Kaufman, like that kind of stuff.
Heck
you know?
Yeah, brother. Absolutely.
They're about to be an all-district intramural team player.
Yes.
Exactly right. Yeah, heck yeah. It is time for the Texas High School Football Team Builder. That is our fantasy draft of Texas high school football players. If this is your first edition, we are going to pick a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end, a team defense, and then a wild card. And since Carter is so graciously joining us live instead of on tape, this is in real time. Carter, you can have the first pick in this week's draft.
I'm going Georgetown running back Jet Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, solid.
This is the District 8 5A D1 championship game against Cedar Park. I just heard Pickle say solid. That's how you know this was an excellent pick because she's not going to give any
Dude's
credit.
right.
Boo to Carter, not
to Jet.
Yeah.
So we will be down in Georgetown tomorrow for the Rising Game of the Week on a Friday. And Georgetown Cedar Park has developed into a budding rivalry because for 12 years, Cedar Park beat Georgetown at every level, varsity, JV, freshman B team. But the last couple years, 2022 and 2024, Georgetown has got the better of them. So I'm looking at Walker, who's had 132 yards per game this year. He's been on a bit of a pitch count with 2 other running backs in the fold. And I talked to Georgetown coach, and he said this was by design to keep Walker healthy for the playoffs and for the district championship game. I think they're going to unleash him tonight against that Black Rain defense.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see for you guys to be on the call tomorrow night of the Dave Campbell's Rising Game of the Week, Georgetown taking on Cedar Park. You can watch that live on our live for free. I almost said free for live.
Also
either or
true
on our YouTube page. Pickle, you're up next. What's your first pick?
Let's go quarterback. I'm going to go down to Hampshire Finette. Blake Broussard has been incredible last week against Shepherd. He went 13 for 13, 190 yards, a passing touchdown, 2 on the ground. That's one of those really, really fun Week 11 games that they have against West Orange Stark because they can't get the first seed in that district. But if they win by 10 or more, they could shore up the second seed, which is obviously really big when it comes to who they're going to be playing in by district and would be able to host a home game. So interested to see, but Blake has been popping off, and I think if they're going to go on the road against a difficult West Orange Stark team and try to pull the upset, he's going to have to be on one.
My heart almost dropped because we'll be hearing more from me later about Hampshire Finette. I didn't pick Blake, the QB. That is an excellent pick.
Close. I'm going to go running back, and I'm going to go to Central Texas, to talk about Little River Academy running back Brian Grissom.
Oh, the Swole Bees.
Who last week against McGregor went berserker, where he ran for 480 yards and 7 touchdowns in their win over McGregor. Now, Academy is in District 11-5 3A Division 1, and they are taking on Cameron Yo this week. Now, it's unlikely it would require Rockdale to, or no, even then it wouldn't happen. So Little River Academy is locked into that number 2 seed. And so this is an opportunity, I think, for Brian Grissom to get the rock 140 times in this game and go nuts. Let's set a record tonight or tomorrow night. I like Little River Academy running back Brian Grissom is my first pick. Carter, you're up next.
Go to San Angelo Lakeview wide receiver Braylon White. So last week in a big win over Big Spring, he had 6 receptions for 122 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Chiefs from San Angelo Lakeview are 7-2. They have the outright District 3-4A D1 championship game over Andrews this week. And, their coach has talked to me about the local community just rallying around this team after the high school was close to severe flooding in July. I know those hit a lot of Central Texas area and the greater Lone Star State. So San Angelo Lakeview has been a terrific story because their last winning season was a 6-5 record in 2004. Braylon White was not born the last time San Angelo Lakeview had a winning season.
That's okay. So then they can make a little history if they knock that off. All right, good pick.
Okay. Up next, I'm going Dallas Lincoln Jr. running back / halfback, Traylan Beecham. So he had 178 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdowns last week. But just all together, he's over 1,000 yards on the ground for the season. He's averaging 128 yards a game, 15 touchdowns on the year. And if this is flying under anyone's radar, Dallas Lincoln is 7-1 on the year. So they have a legit shot at a district title there in 8-4A Division 1. But very, very, very impressive. And Traylan Beecham has been, I like his last name, Beecham. But he's been incredible.
Dallas Lincoln was on the most improved offenses article I wrote at the beginning of the season. They were up 31 points per game at one point. So just shout out to that coaching staff and Traylan Beecham, who has been phenomenal.
I'm going to go quarterback as well, and I'm going to go to Killeen to talk about Killeen Ellison sophomore quarterback Marlon Smith, who has been terrific. They have a game this week against Waco University. I think there's a universe. Is that right? No, Belton Brennan plays. So there's not a universe where they can finish better than 4th. However, they are rolling right now behind the sophomore quarterback Marlon Smith, who last week in their win over, he said confidently, not knowing where he's going, Brian Rudder, for 513 yards in that game and 7 touchdowns. That'll play. This is a sophomore who on the year has thrown for 21 touchdowns, run for another 13 touchdowns. He's going to be a problem down the road. Big game against Waco U this week, but Marlon Smith, a name to know this week as we enter the playoffs, and then next 2 years as well, because Marlon Smith's a dog. What's your 3rd pick?
Tepper, sometimes you got to go back home to move forward.
Oh, are we going to the SCO?
We SCOing?
Frisco Raccoons quarterback Coben Harbert.
Yes!
Let's SCO!
Carter Yates Jr.
It is a win and get in game for Frisco versus McKinney North for both teams. Harbert's the coach's kid, first team all-district guy last year. 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the year, slinging it around the yard. They're going to need him tonight to go to the playoffs. And he's shot up to 6'3", 200 pounds. He is a stud athlete, but where I've seen him grow the most is in his leadership and command of the huddle since starting as a sophomore. I'm looking for the Harbert legacy to keep on rolling here in the playoffs.
That's a good pick.
Man, I didn't know we were going to the SCO today.
Now you got to pick a Lano kid.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Let's go.
I am going to the Coppell game tonight.
Nice.
Coppell and Marcus, I'm going to be there. So if you're there,
right.
come say hi.
Are you going to wear your Letterman jacket?
Maybe I will.
That'd be awesome.
I'm not. That you know of.
You should let Hank wear it. It'll like swallow him, but that would be funny.
That'd be funny.
You should wear your district championship ring and go to a kid and say, "Can you touch this?"
We were in the same district as South Lake Carroll with
we don't own
with Chase Daniels, so no, we
did
don't.
Did you get
have
a second place ring?
We did not. No. We got beat in the second round by Arlington Lamar at Texas Stadium ring.
Area finalist, Letterman patch.
Area finalist ring.
It's just a shirt that says, "I lost."
We lost. All right, give your third pick.
How about we go down to La Mesa for my pass catcher? Senior wide receiver, and I'm going to apologize because I don't know the pronunciation of it, but it's either Dev or Deev, D-E-E-V, Lugo. He has over 1,600 all-purpose yards and 15 touchdowns on the year. This kid is insane. He's technically listed as a wide receiver. A lot of those are rushing. So I think they're a pretty run-based offense there. But yeah, Dave Lugo out in La Mesa, he's just running past fools.
He is grinding for sure. That's a good pick. It's a good pick.
It was almost my wild card, but I have something better.
All right, my third pick. I'm going to receiver, and they are not technically eliminated, but they would need a win and some help in order to get into the playoffs. So this may be on the list of guys who are going out on their shield. Let's talk about Jordan Porter, the wide receiver at Plainview. Okay,
he was on my article.
Yes, he has been sensational. I think they would need to beat Wiley, and then they would need. They need to beat Wiley. They would need, let's see,
and then they would
Wichita Falls Memorial to lose to Wichita Falls Legacy, and then they need to win a tiebreaker to get it.
Yeah, but other than that, it's real simple.
And then Wichita Falls Memorial would need to lose in between 15 and 18 points.
Yes, there's a weird situation they can get in, but it's not looking likely that Plainview's getting in. But Jordan Porter has been unbelievable. 86 catches, almost 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. This guy has been basically like their entire offense in a lot of ways. Jordan Porter has been awesome for Plainview, potentially playing his final high school football game tonight, but a star out there in Plainview.
Wyatt Martinez, the coach of Plainview, for this article, when we interviewed him, said that Seth Mayberry, the quarterback, who was also on the article, was kind of like a pass-catching duo combo. Seth Mayberry is a 4-year starter. Jordan Porter was the wide receiver 3 last year with 335 yards, and they always knew he had that talent. He was a big-time basketball player too, but Mayberry brought him into the coach's office in July, sat him down and said, son, we need you to be the wide receiver 1 this year if we're going to do this thing for Seth's last year, and he's responded with breaking all the school records, basically. He had 18 catches in the game against Dumas, and from there he went on to break the all-time single-season not touchdowns, the catches record and the yards in a season record.
Wow, that's he's been fantastic, and that Plainview offense defense has been more the issue there for Plainview, but they can sling it around. All right, I think you got to take a defense. I think we all got to take a defense.
Yeah. So
why are you going?
Oh, sorry, that was on me.
You thought we were going to let you get away with that on the last week,
on
the last week of the regular season here?
Maybe.
No, ma'am. Hampshire Furnette's defense.
You telegraph this one.
District 9-4A D2 championship game tomorrow night against West Orange Stark. So last week against Shepherd's double wing offense, linebacker Pierce Pirtle had 28 total tackles, 4 catches, 60 yards, 20 yards on 2 carries as well. So he plays all over the place, was a 3-time first-team All-District nominee on the offensive and defensive side. So I guess technically 6-time All-District player. But West Orange Stark has Kelvy Jefferson, a running back who is 5'3", with almost a 600-pound squat. And I watched him against Silsby. He's the real deal. So I cannot wait to see Pierce Pirtle and that Hampshire Furnette defense against Kelvy Jefferson.
Good pick. That will be a lot of fun. I think that's going to be that Hampshire Furnette and West Orange Shark. They're going to get down in that one. It's going to be a fun, hard-hitting matchup because those are 2 defenses that pride themselves on being very physical. So that'll be a fun matchup.
Tepper, do you want to go next? I think Pickle should lose her turn.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Yeah, I think we're Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. All right, go ahead.
My $200. All right, just because I can't get enough Yates, apparently, we're going to go Houston Yates defense. They have been incredible. Only allowed 64 points through 9 games, so they're averaging just over 7 points allowed. McKinley Davis and Derek Wolford are incredible at the linebacking core. Xavion Robinson has been electric back in the secondary, but Houston Yates, really stinking good defense.
Good pick. Yeah, HISD. I almost took Houston Heights for my defense, too.
We're on the 40th anniversary of the Houston Yates 1985 state championship team, considered the greatest team of all time.
That is definitely, it's 85 Yates, 83 Dangerfield. There's a handful of teams. I've 2015 Katie on there. Yeah, as far as the greatest teams of all time. Okay. For the final defensive pick, at least of the regular season, I'm going to take a little-known program, the Llano Yellow Jackets defense.
Really?
Folks,
Sing 'em.
it's time to talk about the Llano defense.
Yes.
The Llano defense is like the numbers are good. Okay, like they give up about 14 points a game, and you know they're 8-1. They've got the one loss in the year too. Who did they lose to?
Gerald,
thank you. But their defense, more importantly, they make plays. Okay, they make plays. They have 15 interceptions on the year and 14 fumble recoveries, 29 takeaways through 9 games. Led by their outstanding defensive duo of J.D. Friday and Austin Humphreys, both of whom have 4 interceptions on the year. They've blocked they've blocked 2 field goals. They just make plays. And they've got a game this week against Tom Moore, Ingram Moore. They can seal up a district championship. They're I think can they lose it? Yeah. Well, no. This is for a district title. Both undefeated.
It's straight up for the
district title.
They're both 4-0.
They'll need that defense to step up. But I like the Llano defense as my defensive pick.
Can someone clip that for me, please?
I like
production team.
By the way, I don't know if you've looked ahead. If you've looked at Matt Stepp's playoff projections,
he messaged me about it.
We could be heading for Llano and Edna in the second round. And you want to talk about?
I'm not going to say anything.
You want to talk about?
I'm not getting lit up again.
A team that has absolutely, unfortunately, owned our friend Ashley Pickle's alma mater.
Dude, the last time that I said anything about Edna, their Barstool account just completely annihilated my DMs. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut until afterwards.
I'll say it for you, Pickle. I love my state championship Llano pick.
There we go.
I'm going to ride with Llano.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Also, wait, hold on. Can I say one thing about Ingram, Tom Moore, too? Because the fact they're playing for the district championship game
after everything
is unbelievable. We talked about teams that were affected by the flooding. I went down there in the week after the floods that ripped through Kerr County, and Tate Damasco and his coaching staff were on the front lines, not sleeping but 3 hours a night helping with the flood relief there. And the town was absolutely ravaged. I think it got kind of lost in a bit of the national coverage because it's kind of in between Kerrville. But the fact they're 6-3 now after, I didn't even know if they were going to win a game this season, not because they're not a good team, but because like, how were they going to focus on football when their community got ravaged? It's such a remarkable story and a great coaching job by Tate Damasco.
100%. So we're all rooting for Ingram Moore.
Yes.
Oh, don't put me in that spot. That's mean. My family was affected by the flood.
Well, I know. All right.
And you're still going to root for Llano.
Do our
and you know what?
She's like, I'm proud of you guys, but also.
Sorry.
Yeah. What a remarkable triumph of the human spirit, and also.
But also sting them.
Let's get your wild card pick, Carter Yates.
I'm going quarterback. Crumb quarterback Elijah Guerrero.
Nice.
18 to 25 passing yards for 18 to 29 passing for 349 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, which is a pretty excellent night. But then he also had 72 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Has led Crumb to the first 8-0 start in district championship since 2016.
Wow. Crumb is cooking.
Yep.
Opportunity to make some history. All right, good pick. Pickle?
Okay, I am also going quarterback for my wild card pick. I'm going Yorktown senior quarterback Brady Meading. He has 928 yards and 11 touchdowns passing, over 1,100 yards and 19 touchdowns rushing.
Hell yeah.
He's averaging, he does the kickoffs, so he's averaging 24 yards per kickoff. He is also the kickoff returner, and he has punted once for a 47-yard punt. So shout out to Yorktown senior quarterback Brody Meading. This man literally does it all for Yorktown.
All right. In the final regular season pick in the wild card.
Well, this should be good.
Yeah, we got like an arm stretch
I'm going to go with the quarterback of an 0-9 team.
Oh, yes, you're in my bag.
El Paso Montwood quarterback Damian Briano. Okay? Montwood's having a tough year. They're 0-9. They've round out their season when they play El Paso Socorro tonight. They play Socorro. Both those teams having a tough year. Both are going to miss the playoffs, needless to say. Damian Briano is the 4th leading passer in the state. He will cross the 3,000-yard mark tonight.
Holy cow.
What?
Yes. He's thrown for 32 touchdowns. He is a volume shooter. He leads the state in passing attempts, 385. They have built the whole plane out of Damian Briano. And by the way, this is a Montwood offense that is averaging 31 points a game. The issue is that they're giving up 60. This kid can sling it. They have asked so much of him. And tonight he plays his final regular season or final high school football game. Damian Briano from the El Paso Montwood Rams, a dude who rocks.
I ask this with all due respect because the dude rocks and he's slinging around the yard. How many interceptions does he have?
Okay, he has thrown 15 interceptions.
Okay, I love that stat line.
But honestly, 15 interceptions on 385 attempts?
I was expecting 25 interceptions.
No!
I was expecting a Brett Favre stat line.
No, he's look, he's firing it around, and sometimes defenses are going to make good plays.
I was just going to say, nothing but respect for the coach, too. He's like, I don't care. Throw it in the traffic.
He's averaging
just keep throwing
332 yards a game, okay?
This is going to sound dumb, but I want my quarterback to have at least 8 interceptions going into the playoffs. 5 interceptions. Like, I don't like it when I see my quarterback has no picks.
I think you heard him, Keyshawn Henderson, who only has 4 interceptions.
That's fine.
Get your money up.
4's okay.
Get good.
It's the guys that have 0 interceptions, like going into the state championship game. You're not taking enough chances.
Well, I want to see who's got. So Buck Randall, your boy.
Uh-huh.
He's thrown 31 touchdowns and 1 interception. Is he trash?
No, that's different. Okay, this is where the logic starts to fall apart.
Immediately rewind.
You didn't think this through. Anyway, he's Carter Yates. He will be on the call for Georgetown and Cedar Park on the Dave Campbell's Rising Game of the Week tomorrow night, free on our YouTube page. And then, catch his fine work. He will actually. You're going to be on the prediction special on Monday.
Okay. Awesome. I didn't know that.
I'm letting him know.
Sweet.
We need
awesome.
you,
Good
we need
to
you
know.
on the show. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Always. I'll see you Monday.
We are Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. I'm glad I got to draw Carter off sides by immediately being like, dude, Buck Randall's only thrown 1 interception on the year. He's like, oh, never mind. It's a bad take.
I take it back. I take it back.
It's a bad take. All right. Let's keep on rolling. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. We are pleased to be joined by the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, the host of the eponymous Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone. He joins us every Thursday here on the show. It is our friend Craig Way. Mr. Way, how does today find you?
It does. I was alarmed for only a moment till I heard the explanation when I heard you ask if Buck Randall was trash. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's only thrown 1 interception.
That was in jest.
Yeah, he's only thrown 1 interception, so he's got to figure things out, obviously, according to Carter Yates. All right, we will get into high school football in a moment, but I do want to talk to you about your straight gig, which is the voice of the Texas Longhorns. Of course, last week, a banner week for the Texas Longhorns, and an exceptional win. Has this, in your mind, I'm curious from your perspective, with their win over Vanderbilt, has this been the most, as far as roller coasters are concerned, in your time as the voice of the Texas Longhorns, is this the most up and down, like doomsday to like parade day season that you can remember for calling Longhorns games?
I'll tell you this, and this will tell you how old I am. The closest thing that approximates it happened 31 years ago, 1994. They were still in the Southwest Conference back then. They ended up going 8-4 that year, 11-game regular season. In the 11-game regular season, they managed to beat a good Pitt team and a good Louisville team. They managed to lose to Rice. The last time they've lost to Rice, they lost to Texas Tech like 33-9, beat Baylor on Thanksgiving morning 63-35, lost to Texas A&M, who was on probation, so they were part of a 5-way tie for the Southwest Conference title with TCU, Baylor, Rice, and Texas Tech. They went to the Sun Bowl to play a North Carolina team coached by Mack Brown, got down 31-21 in the fourth quarter and came back to win 35-31. That was a roller coaster ride that year. That was one of the crazier seasons I can remember. Now, this football team is 7-2, but they're not without their adventures, as we know. The loss to Florida, impressive win over Oklahoma, and then back to back, high wire acts. The one last week was far less so than the wins at Kentucky and Mississippi State. This was a game Texas dominated for better than 3 quarters. They're up 34-10 in the fourth. They had a couple of calls go against them that looked a little funny. And then I give Vanderbilt credit, didn't give up. I hit a big touchdown pass to the former Denton Geyer quarterback, turned outstanding NFL prospect, tight end Eli Stowers. And they got back into the game late. And it came down to Texas needing to have an onside kick attempt go out of bounds. So it was nuts, but they had dominated, and I think that's what they're trying game before things got pretty squirrely late in the game.
Okay, so I want to maneuver now because it's an open date for the Longhorns this week, and so that gives an opportunity. Actually, it's well timed because I know this is one of your all-time favorite weeks of the year, and I want to get into that in a moment. But before that, I want to go back to last week where you were on the call for Stephenville and Brownwood, a really impressive win from Stephenville over their rival. You've now gotten to see a fair number, especially of contenders in the 4A ranks. Is it fair to say that Stephenville looked the part to you in their really impressive victory over Brownwood?
Yeah, I think so. And I will say this, of course we saw Salina and they beat Panther Creek. And if we're being, completely honest, Panther Creek is further along this season than Brownwood is. So you kind of have to, take all of that into account. That said, the old eye test, the way they block and tackle, the way they can throw the football, the way they can return the football. Yeah, it looks like Stephenville is, at the very least, a very serious contender, clearly. And it would make all the folks to perhaps expect a Division I semifinal between Stephenville and Salina. It would make sense if it turned out that way. Those are two of the best teams. Kilgore looked really good when we saw them earlier in the year, and Panther Creek is good too. So I mean, we saw quite a few top 10 ranked 4A Division I teams, and there's one down here that's pretty good, and LBJI of Austin, and so it's far from finished. But I would say that Stephenville and Salina look like the two best 4A Division I teams I've seen this year.
You're talking with Craig Way, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. I love asking questions that I know the answer to, but for Craig Way, it's worth talking about every year because you and I, covering high school football, it's a long season and ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys. But I also know that you have a very, very close place near and dear to your heart for Week 11 in this final week of the Texas high school football regular season. I've just straight up lifted the without a credit the phrase unwrapping the present from you about this. It is a remarkable time of year. Can you lay out for people exactly why this is one of your favorite times, one of your favorite weeks of the year?
It's the vast unknown is what it is. Now, just not understanding or not knowing exactly what might transpire depending on the districts. And I know you've had people ask you this question. I've had people ask me the same question, and I've pondered it myself about the vast, and I do mean vast, differences in tiebreakers in districts, whether you're talking about a coin flip or a point differential. Is it positive points only? Is it plus minus? There's a huge difference in 25-6A because it's plus minus. Round Rock is in some peril tonight, McNeil is, because Round Rock owns a 2-touchdown victory over them, and that minus counts against you. Whereas other districts, it's positive points only, and it's really, really tight. So there's those kinds of things, and I think back to being present to watch actual coin flips happen. I told that story about back in 1984, and I'm a student in North Texas, and I go out to a truck stop in Decatur to watch a four-way coin flip between Denton, Richland, Wichita Falls, Ryder, and Sherman. They flip the coins, hits the floor. Two of them turn up tails, so those are already out. One turns up head, and the other one is rolling across the floor. And everybody, all these coaches, dressed in their school colors, drops all fours and are crawling madly across the floor. And I'm thinking, what a bizarre way to end the regular season. And it flips up, and Denton got in, and Richland got in, and Ryder and Sherman were out. And all these people sitting in this little diner in Decatur looking up from their bacon and eggs and going, what in the hell is going on here? That is why I like what happens on this final weekend of the regular season.
And finally, Craig, it's the meanest thing we do to each other each week, and it's different this week because obviously there are games where the ramifications are huge, but in every other week it wouldn't necessarily be that kind of that big of a game. So I mentioned on your show that I'm keeping a close eye on El Paso, Eastlake, and El Paso Coronado. That is straight up for the fourth playoff spot in District 1-6A. We'll go normal here, and I'll give you three games that I think in normal weeks would be the biggest game of the week, and I want to ask you, you can only teleport to one. Where are you going? Are you going to, I guess it's Hamilton County, Dillon and Hamilton for the District 5-2A Division I title? Are you going to Liberty Hill? I'll give you two local games. Liberty Hill for Bastrop and Liberty Hill, or are you staying local in Austin and going to Dripping Springs and Westlake in District 26 6A play? Which of those three games are you heading, either teleporting to if it's in the case of Hamilton, or just walking across the street with either the other two?
Yeah, you're right. They're all intriguing, and I like the fact when you've got a district title on the line, so they're playing for first and second place. Same thing down here with Cedar Park and Georgetown that you were talking about a few moments ago with Carter Yates. Big matchups there. Tripp and Westlake is intriguing in that the winner gets the top seed in the Division II bracket, and the loser in that game is probably going to face Vandergrift in by district. In fact, they will face Vandergrift in by district. So that's got its own set of intrigue. Now, that said, I'm probably thinking about I would say probably I would stick with Liberty Hill Bastrop, if only because Bastrop, we get a chance to see how for real they surprised me with how big a margin they had in beating a pretty good Pflugerville team badly last week. They beat them kind of like Liberty Hill did a few weeks ago. So there was that. Now, having said that, I don't know that Bastrop will be able to completely stop Liberty Hill, but Bastrop can score. Mm-hmm. So there's a good chance we could see a 49-42 or 56-49 kind of game. It'd be a lot of fun. But I'm keeping an eye on El Paso like you are as well, Ted.
He's Craig Way. He's a Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. He's the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and he is the host of the eponymous Craig Way Show, AM 1300 The Zone, every weekday. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend, and enjoy unwrapping the present. We'll talk a lot of brackets next week.
I can't wait. It'll be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Craig. There he goes. Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, joins us every Thursday here on Texas Football Today. Get his insights into them. He's also going to be on the call for Denton Ryan and Birdville this week, another Week 11 contest. Speaking of which, by the way, a reminder, Saturday night, it's Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight playoff bracket reveal show. Saturday night, 10:30 p.m., presented by our friends at Dick's Sporting Goods. You're wondering what the playoff brackets look like. So are we.
Yes.
We're going to reveal them to you live, 10:30 p.m. Saturday night. Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight playoff bracket reveal show, wherever you are streaming right now. See what all 12 UIL Texas High School football playoff brackets look like. Learn the path to Arlington for all 704 UIL Texas High School football playoff teams. It's the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight playoff bracket reveal show, Saturday night, 10:30 p.m., presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. One last thing to do today, Pickle. Today.
What?
Good day.
Good day. I was like, when did you enjoy your Outback Steakhouse? When did you turn into an Australian?
I don't know. I'm just going to go get a bloomin' onion and, go hang out with Judy Gemstone. It's time for Mailbag, answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Get them in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. Do we have questions from the people?
We sure do. Thoughts on small school districts moving their Week 11 games to Thursday night? Example, 10-3 Division 1, 7-3 Division 2. It all makes sense.
Love it. Love it. So there is a selfish reason, and then there is an actual
reason why it
reason.
Makes sense.
We'll start with the most important thing, which is me. That is great for us because these games finish early and we can call around for tiebreakers and get these games early so we can start setting the brackets and getting things ready. So that is good for us for just like being able to share information. That's good. The other thing is, and you talk with coaches, this is a huge Thursday slate. In fact, I can tell you right now that on Thursday night, tonight, there are, I believe it's like 120 games tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we have equally as many games tonight as we do tomorrow night on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Like, we're up to like 20 some odd games tonight on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
A ton of coaches, because coaches have realized that they don't want to play. I think it's a couple of things. One, they'd rather have the long weekend ahead of the playoffs. Two, if you lock in your playoff spot, you can have an earlier shot at some of the stadiums in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. And you also get an opportunity to get healthy. You furthermore have a weather buffer, okay? Mm-hmm. If you try Friday night, then you got to, and you can't play the game because of weather, you got to play Saturday, and then you're behind schedule for your playoff game, right? If you play Thursday, let's say it gets rained out. Okay, you've still got time. You can play on Friday, and you're still on schedule. I think that moving to Thursday, you're going to see that more and more. You've seen that across the state. More Thursday games this week than any other week of the year because coaches want to get a head start on that stuff. So I love it at all levels. You've seen a lot of Thursday night games in small school stuff because of the referee shortage, because of the official shortage. That is also playing a part in this as well. But I think more than that, this is a strategic advantage.
Well, and to go one step further, specifically with the smaller schools, if your football team makes the playoffs, but you're not really if you're a fourth place team per se, and you're not really expecting to make it to the next round, you've got to remember that basketball season is also going on. And so those players have been consistently, having to miss basketball practice. So the quicker you can get people in, you might actually have them for the Friday basketball game.
Yeah. And the other thing is that if you are think about this pragmatically, if you make the playoffs, that gives you Friday to go scout.
Yep.
That you can, if you find out you're playing Llano High on Friday, like next week, you can go out to Llano's game. You can go watch Llano and Ingram more. So, a lot of advantages to playing on Thursday night, and I love it because we got to get brackets put together, and that's a fair amount of work. So there you go. Good question. What's next?
With playoffs coming up, does District 4, 5A Division 2 have a shot at getting 3 teams to the Region 1 semis?
Yes, I do. So this is, if you didn't know, this is the district with Melissa, with Prosper Walnut Grove. Lovejoy. So the playoff teams are going to be Walnut Grove, Melissa, Anna are in. Lovejoy and Emerson, I think, are still technically alive. Although I think Lovejoy's in. I think they're in. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think Lovejoy is going to be one of the best fourth place teams in the state. They're also in Region 1, which is better than being in Region 2 of 5A Division 2.
Yes.
And so I think that helps as well. To me, Walnut Grove has looked like a wagon. I think Melissa has looked like a wagon. Anna has had their moments. They can certainly score. Lovejoy, when they play their best game, they certainly can. The difference, the key is going to be basically, Argyle could play spoiler here, because Argyle is going to match up you're probably going to, by the way, Argyle and Lovejoy in the first round of the playoffs.
That's wild.
That's
Talk about a coaching matchup.
That's a sick first round game.
Yeah.
You could have that. Argyle is going to be a tough out and probably the regional favorite. But I would say the other 3 teams, as far as if you're stacking up the teams, would probably be from District 4. So yeah, I think there's a chance they can get 3 out of 4. And who knows? If Lovejoy plays to their paper, they are capable of beating almost anybody.
Ironically, we had another question that kind of fits into this about 5A Division 2. What 5A Division 2 state contender teams do you have the most concerns going into the playoffs? Or you can list your top 5 non-region specific from that bracket.
That's tough. I think Region 4 is wide open. Let me answer this more broadly. I think Region 4 is wide open. And so I would look at that, and you look at like, I don't think there is a team in Region 4 that I can look at and say that is a juggernaut. Alamo Heights has been very good, but I have some concerns about their defense. Bernie has been strong. I have a little bit of concern about their defense. Gregory Portland's been very good, but they're, we haven't seen them play deep in the playoffs in quite some time, so there may be a problem there. Victoria West is still hanging around, but that loss to Alamo Heights kind of spooked me. I would just say, I would answer like this. Region 4, I think, is going to be a real fun region. We're going to pay a lot of attention, obviously, to what happens in Region 2. South Oak Cliff, Port Neches Groves, in my opinion, heading like on a collision course in Thanksgiving week. I think it's Thanksgiving week. We're going to pay a lot of attention to Region 3. Randall, Iowa Colony, potentially a rematch there. Bastrop, Liberty Hill. It's a good region. And then we talked about Region 1. I think Region 4 is the real mystery box there. And so for me, I don't know if I'd say concerns. I have a lot of questions about what Region 4 is going to look like once you get all of these good teams, good on good, playing and even starting in like the second round of the playoffs. So excited about that. That's an answer to that question, kind of.
Great job.
Thanks.
Which new schools in their first year have done well and possibly opened some eyes?
So, like, I want to be clear. There are no UIL new schools this year because it's the second year of a UIL realignment. And so all these teams played, like if you played varsity last year, then you are a team. So if you're talking like full new schools, like as far as this is their first year, you would take a look at, let's see. I'm pulling this up. Katie Freeman has I think played well. They're 7-2. That's a new Katy ISD school. That's a team that I'm paying attention to. Other new schools would be New Braunfels Long Creek. I think has acquitted themselves really well. Their offense has been humming. Defense is a bit of a work in progress. And I think Friendship Memorial, the new Wolfforth Friendship team, in Friendship ISD, I should say, out there in Wolfforth, I think they've acquitted themselves well. If you're talking about new first alignment years, so technically their second varsity year, Lubbock Liberty, I think, is at or near the top of that list. They have been terrific. A team that I'm really excited about. Who else is a second year varsity program that is exciting? That's the first one that springs to mind would be Lubbock Liberty. I've been very impressed with what they've been able to do. You got one more?
I do. Which quarterbacks in 6A are you expecting big performances from as we head into the playoffs? Anyone under the radar?
So, I mean, I could run through the normal, right? Angelo Renda at South Lake Carroll. I think Maximus Denson at Duncanville is playing his best ball right now. Caleb Maryland at North Shore. If you're looking for under the radar guys who I think are maybe not at the top of your mind, I think that. Well, and he said 6A. My bad. I was going to say Jackson Shadd at Pflugerville Weiss is the guy that I got.
Wrong.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you an under the radar guy that I'm really excited about. Jorge Luna at Loreto United.
Yes.
They are going to finish second in that district, assuming they beat Laredo Alexander. Things don't go crazy. He has been terrific for them. I think flying under the radar. They're going to go to the Division 1 bracket, and I think they're going to be dangerous in the Division 1 bracket. That is a guy that I have high hopes for. I'm keeping an eye on heading into the playoffs. Another guy that I would say in the 6A ranks is Lincoln Frazier at Willis. Okay, Lincoln Frazier, I think when we think about Willis, we talk about how, like, obviously Jermaine Bishop and what they've been able to do. But I think he's a dangerous guy coming off of an open date in Week 11. They're going to be a problem, I think, in coming out of District 13. Keep an eye on Lincoln Frazier. If he has I think he could be an under-the-radar guy. We pay so much attention to Jermaine Bishop, we'd perhaps forget who's throwing him the ball. So those are two. Does that answer your question?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. One last.
I mean, it's not my question, so I don't know. I guess we can wait and see if it's satisfactory, but I thought it was pretty good.
Thanks. One last reminder. Saturday night.
Brackets.
It's the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight playoff bracket reveal show. You want brackets? We got brackets.
Hell yeah, we do.
It's the Dave Campbell's Texas Football
Not
Tonight
yet, but
playoff
we will.
bracket reveal show presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Revealed live wherever you're streaming us right now. 10:30 p.m. Saturday.
We are not doing a show tomorrow night.
10:30 p.m. Saturday.
You can watch games on Texas football No.
Yes, including
Scratch that. You can watch games on Dave Campbell's Texan Live tomorrow night. And tonight.
And tonight.
And Saturday.
And the Rising Game of the Week free on YouTube. It's Dave Campbell's Texas Bowl tonight. Playoff bracket reveal show. All 12 UIL Texas High School football playoff brackets revealed live. Find out the road to Arlington for all 704 UIL Texas High School football playoff
And to be
teams.
honest, it's really the only place that you can find all 12 brackets in one spot.
Yep. And then immediately after the show, TexasFootball.com/playoffs will have all of the brackets. So TexasFootball.com/playoffs, make that your hub.
Tell your friends.
Bookmark it. Tell your friends. Have a watch party. It's Dave Campbell's Texas Bowl tonight.
Oh, yeah. Send us a photo. If you tweet us if you have a watch party. Seriously.
Dave Campbell's Texas Bowl tonight. Playoff bracket reveal show presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. That is going to do it for us. I feel like I've done enough talking. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks to Bastrop head coach Jake Greedle and Craig Way for being our guests. For Carter Yates and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. for the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight Playoff Bracket Reveal Show presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And then we'll see you Monday for the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today Playoff Prediction Special. Texas Football Today.